We're live, baby. Welcome, everyone. William, take it away, man.
Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm William Christopher Ford. For those of you out there who did not see Karate Kid 3, I played Dennis in Karate Kid 3. And we're here to raise money for the kids of St. Jude Children's Hospital, my favorite charity, which Darryl Vidal and I have teamed up with in the past. We actually have sparred.
How many years, William? How many years?
I was 2015 or something like 2014, you know. And we've tried to do something every year. And here's the thing. I became a fan of Star Wars Theory, which is also Cobra Kai Theory. Started following his stuff, and we became good friends. He had me, Darryl, and Sean Kanan on his Cobra Kai Theory interview. Last month, Star Wars Theory and a bunch of other Star Wars channels on YouTube teamed up to raise money for St. Jude, and they raised over $40,000 in 2 hours. So looking at that, that inspired me, and I was like, hey, I got a Karate Kid connection, and Cobra Kai's got a Karate Kid connection, so we decided to team up and recruit all these fine people here to do this cool thing where the fans could kind of interact and ask questions and things like that, and donate through Super Chat and all that. Now, we did put up a link directly to St. Jude, which we've been doing on Facebook over the last week. Already over $2,000 have come in through that, and thank you guys so much. Anybody who's donated or shared that post, really appreciate it. And this is a chance for you guys, if you, and Theory can just explain this a little bit more, how you can donate through Super Chat, even if it's only $5 or whatever. And then you guys can ask a question to any one of us. Now we've got so many, we're allowed to have 10 people on screen with this platform, right? But we'll be moving people into the waiting room and then bringing them back. So no disrespect to anybody who's here. We're going to try to keep on the OGs as much as possible, and then we'll bring some of the Cobra Kai people in and out. You know, and again, there's no disrespect to you guys, but it's just a logistical thing.
Yeah, and we got some more people coming in a little bit, some big names that you may know. So stay tuned for that. We're going to run this for another couple of hours probably, and everyone is free to come and go as they please. I know you're all busy, and I thank you for your time. Hopefully we can raise some money today. We already raised about $300, which is pretty sweet because we just started.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. Pretty cool. So if you guys want to ask any questions, go ahead right now. Sean Kanan's going to be coming in soon as well. I saw some people saying, no Mike Barnes. No, he's coming. We've got a lot more coming too.
I got a theory from Christy Stoneman, who was actually the very first person to donate on Facebook, and I promised her that I would ask Tony Odell a question on her behalf. And her question for Tony is, what can you tell about the character of Jimmy, and was there a backstory that you came up with for him?
I personally did not come up with a backstory for Jimmy. When I went in and auditioned for Karate Kid, John Avildsen actually told me after I had auditioned that he pretty much had his Cobra Kais. He had chosen the 4. And so he then said, but you know what? I'm going to make a 5th. And he said, you're not going to have a lot of lines. You're going to have a couple of lines. He said, so you won't have a lot to do, but you're going to be there the whole entire time. You're going to be one of the Cobra Kais, and it's going to be a great experience. So I was really grateful, being that they were only planning on having 4, that they decided to add a 5th. And that was when Jimmy was created. And, you know, it's kind of weird for me because I think Ron can answer this. You know, in the script, the name Jimmy was there when I got the script. So I don't know. I don't think did we get the scripts, the full script before we started rehearsal? I can't even remember.
Yeah, we did. But, you know, almost immediately we started getting rewrites, pages and pages of rewrites. You show up in your trailer, you know, and there would be a book of rewrites.
I do remember that. I just know that when I finally looked at it, Jimmy did have a couple of lines, and I was just grateful to be along for the ride. I mean, you know, amazing time.
And then, Ron, you said there was a deleted scene that we can find on YouTube where you actually throw your belt down in front of Sensei Kreese after he made you do the illegal kick.
Yeah, that was scripted. We shot it. Part of Bobby's thing was he'd had enough at that point. You know, that scene really if it was left in the movie, and even if it isn't left in the movie, says all you need to know about who Bobby was.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't, he wanted to win the tournament. He didn't want to get disqualified. He didn't want to hurt Daniel. He just wanted to win.
Yeah.
And so when Kreese says, well, I want him out of commission, Bobby says, I'll be disqualified. After there is scripted where Bobby hurts his leg, says he's sorry, and then when he's disqualified, he walks across the tournament floor and takes off his black belt, drops it at Kreese's feet with tears in his eyes, and leaves the tournament. And we shot that. It's part of the original film, footage that got left on the editing room floor. But you can see it on YouTube where John Avildsen posted, almost all of our rehearsals, I think, because everywhere you went, John Avildsen had a camera in his hand, and he was filming everything prior to us shooting anything. So you can find it on YouTube.
I'm pretty sure it's number 13 of the part 13 of his rehearsal videos.
It's
But I have seen the clip on YouTube, and yeah, we shot it, and it says a lot about who Bobby was, but I think they were changing the ending because of time constraints, and then so on and so forth, and they needed Bobby to still be part of the Cobra Kai out in the parking lot. And so all of that stuff came into play, and it was a deleted scene.
Yeah.
I actually clipped that scene out of the rehearsal footage, and Pat Johnson was standing in for Kreese at that point. So for anyone that follows me on Instagram, I'll reshare that later on today.
Yeah, there's another clip I saw rehearsal just recently. I didn't remember it until somebody posted it. You've probably seen it, where Pat Johnson was playing Kreese in rehearsals and grabs my hair and yanks my neck around.
What?
Yeah, and that was scripted stuff too that never got in there. It's on social media now.
I got a question.
Pat Johnson was no joke. He was trying to piss me off.
No,
and actually, all these years later, I saw that thing and I was pissed watching it. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. And then it triggered my memory of us rehearsing that. But yeah, you can see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
There's a picture of Pat Johnson putting Chad McQueen in a rear naked choke, and I think it's you off to the side, and you got this look on your face like, yeah, I'm glad it ain't me, but that is like Pat Johnson, man. That guy was no joke.
He was no joke, and he was trying to instill the Cobra Kai spirit in us, and the fear of Kreese, and Chad McQueen had trained in a little bit of karate, I believe, because Pat Johnson I think he trained his father.
Yeah, they had a past relationship.
Yeah, they had a past relationship, and so I think Pat felt free to sort of rough Chad up a little bit, maybe. But he roughed me up too. I remember him grabbing my hair. That was no joke. He grabbed my hair and yanked my neck to the side. I was, yeah. Pat doesn't play.
Tony, at what point did you realize that Ron Thomas was a real black belt?
When he saved my life in Hawaii. No,
Well, that was a real swimmer.
What happened?
but hold on, that wasn't with karate. Though.
No, that was swimming.
He was also a champion.
Karate chop a shark or something?
He was
like that?
also a champion swimmer too, and we were in Hawaii on vacation, and I lost sight of him, and I got caught in a riptide. No lie, this is about 4 or 5 years ago, and Ron and his wife Stacy and a few of us were in Hawaii. So I got caught in a riptide, and I lost sight of him, and all of a sudden I swim for like 5 minutes trying to get out of this riptide, and I would pick my head up, and I'm in the same exact spot. And now the riptide is getting worse and worse, and my arms are completely just turning to jello, and I literally cannot paddle anymore. I'm totally feeling like the oxygen go out of my arms. And I look over and I see Ron. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I go, "I'm just going to wait for the waves to push me up onto the rocks." And he's like,
No, these waves were breaking on these rocks.
"Yeah, they're breaking on the rocks. Of course, the rocks are like coral." And I'm just going to let the waves take me up on the rocks. And he looks at me and he goes, "You're not okay." And I'm like, "I just can't swim anymore." And he literally comes up to me, grabs my hand, and swims me out of the riptide.
Wow.
But I was going down. In terms of karate, I mean, I pretty much knew early on that I knew in rehearsals who were the true fighters. I knew one was a black belt immediately. I knew that Chad was very experienced. Ron, he wasn't. I don't think he was ever. I don't know if he ever had a belt. He was just a really good fighter.
Yeah, I don't think he ever officially got a belt, but he would train with Pat Johnson.
Trained with Pat for years.
Yeah,
he was Dutch. You know.
Yeah.
He was Dutch. I was Jimmy.
Yeah.
I was the oldest of the bunch. Me and Rob Garrison were the oldest of the bunch. I was 23 at the time, playing like 16.
Yeah. And then, of course, when you see Darryl Vidal doing all those great, amazing kicks, it's like, well, it's obvious he's had a few lessons. You know?
Yeah, that was a given as well. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just see him fly into Johnny's fist or knee or something like that, and he's like, "You okay?" He's like, "I'm okay."
Yeah, every good kick was ended with a lost point, so it was all for naught.
Yeah. Well, William, you have a big background in. Actually, I'd love to learn about all of your backgrounds in martial arts. Do you want to take us through it? William, do you want to start?
I started Shorin-ryu karate when I was about 7. My buddy got involved with, school buddy. He goes, "Hey man, I started taking karate, and you're going to take it too." And I'm like, "Okay." And I stuck with it mainly because my mom made me. My buddy Joseph, he eventually moved away and he stopped doing it, but I kept doing it, and karate's changed my life. I've had so many good things come out of the martial arts, and I get to I have a school now, and I get to help people learn to empower themselves. And it really, I wouldn't have had the Karate Kid opportunity. I was hired on as a sort of a stunt hench guy who. Then as I was on production, I got a few more perks. It's like my character didn't have any name, So Austin Reigns, don't get discouraged, buddy. So they asked me to put my name, and then eventually, I get a credit. A credit at the front of the movie. So it was kind of cool. But it was mainly I was hired on to be like a martial arts dude who could get beat up by Daniel and whoever else. But yeah, martial, Shorin-ryu karate, and I cross train now. Obviously, there's Muay Thai, boxing, BJJ. I think those are all really important.
William trains in everything. Just watch
Well, I train in 52 different arts. So.
And that's the point of your 52 Masters series on your channel, which I actually enjoy.
We're halfway. We're halfway. Darryl has been on it. Since-Iran's been on it. So we'll see. But what about? Everybody knows Ron Thomas, Japanese Jiu-Jitsu, right? And Darryl Vidal with Chinese Kempo, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Austin Reigns, a lot of people don't know this, a legitimate martial artist and practices a real old samurai sword art of the Katori Shinto-ryu, which is like a lot of the legitimate moves that the samurai used to use. So really, really old art, traditional, and I've done an episode on 52 Masters about that art. So that's why one of the reasons why I reached out to Austin was we're fellow martial artists and brothers in the arts, and I thought he could bring in some interesting perspective to his experience on Cobra Kai. And then Rick Perez, man, he's got this picture that I put up on the poster where he's just got his dukes up, and I'm like, well, this dude just looked like he a badass, so we got to have him on the show.
Oh, thank you. So happy to be here.
No, we're glad you're here, man. I want to see more of you in season 4 because you were really the only one that ever told LaRusso how it is. So,
well, that was an uncomfortable situation to say the least. Just working with Ralph, I felt I had to apologize after the scene, and he's a good sport about it. But that was kind of heated there for a minute.
Yeah, sure. No, it was funny to see that though. I remember seeing that for the first time, and I was just like, "Oh, damn! Okay, someone actually called him out."
I have a question about that. Where did you shoot that?
We shot in Austell, Georgia, which is a little, maybe about 20 minutes from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, it was at a convention center was where the set was at, and kind of mocked one of the, I guess, big halls where they have maybe big meetings, and they kind of mocked it up for the auditorium of the school.
Right.
Guys, thank you so much. We're almost at $800 already.
Terrific.
Everyone's donating so much money. Yeah.
guys.
Do we have
we got a
Donate.
$100 donation. I'm going to bring out my laptop in a minute and donate myself too.
A lot of shout outs for Owen Morgan, though. They're like, Bert! Owen!
Dude, Owen's the highlight of the stream. Everyone in chat is
Apparently.
like Bert.
I haven't said
Clarence
anything yet.
and Windows scene. That's what it
I
is.
think it's pretty cool that we can do this. It's not like we're renting a studio and have the cost of production and, and all that stuff. And even though we're all dealing with, COVID and all that, this kind of gives us an opportunity to just do what we need to do and raise money and not have all those costs.
Yes,
No,
sir.
it's awesome. I love the internet sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
This
awesome.
is one of those times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Theory, do we have any questions from any super chats or anything?
You know what? Funny enough, a lot of people are when you guys are donating, you're not hitting the button to reveal your name, so a lot of it's coming up anonymous.
Okay.
But yeah, I just keep reading as you guys are talking. That's why I'm not.
Yeah, there's
engaging
another
too much in the
anonymous there.
conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, there's tons of anonymous ones, which is great. Thank you for
wow.
that.
I see
Someone wants Owen to dab.
Yeah, I saw that. Owen,
I just learned how to
do it
use
for charity,
I've seen
man.
that come up a couple times.
I want to take a moment just to shout out Ezekiel, Karate Kid Universe page, ripjunko.com. They're having a giveaway, giving away Karate Kid and Cobra Kai hats, shirts, and sweaters. And he's known on Instagram as She Berries Judy, which is a really, really deep, like if you get that one, then you're a true fan of the original movie. But he's donated to the charity today through his company, and we really appreciate that. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. You know what? I didn't know that She Berries Judy on Instagram was Ezekiel Fitzgerald.
Well,
He's been on my Facebook for 10 years.
I've revealed his secret, so there's no more hiding. So go and kick him in the head or something.
Yeah, I'll make that today.
I was just kidding. Hey, Owen, I got a question for you, man. So, when you auditioned for Cobra Kai, had you seen the original Karate Kid movies at that point? You can tell me the truth, brother. You don't have.
Yeah, not really. I think I had watched it once a long time beforehand, so I didn't know it that well.
So
I
you
knew
don't
of
even know
it.
who any of us are.
Yeah, I mean, I do now.
You know Rick, you know Austin, but you don't know any of us little fogies, man, right?
Yeah, no. After Cobra Kai, I went through and I rewatched all the movies, and I really enjoyed them. So.
Oh, cool.
Owen actually joined me on Instagram Live to review 2 and 3 because he hadn't seen them yet.
Oh, nice.
I did.
Nice.
Really? For the
Yep.
first time?
It was his first time watching them. Yeah, I asked him to watch it and come back on to talk about it.
What'd you think?
And so I did.
Which one's your favorite?
Obviously the first one.
I would agree with that.
It's a classic.
It is, yeah. It's
Tell
kind
him
of like
that.
Cobra Kai season 1. Like, I mean, I love all the seasons, but it's just Cobra Kai
Right,
season
right,
1,
but it's just
there's
like-
something.
Something
I don't
about
know.
that first one.
Yeah, just seeing Johnny's story was
Right.
pretty cool. There's a question for Ron. What was your favorite scene in Karate Kid that you filmed?
That I filmed? Oh my God, all of them. The Bobby drops his belt at Kreese is one of my favorites simply because it just says so much about the character of Bobby.
Yeah.
I think one of my and Tony will probably agree with me. One of the favorite times we had was the fence fight in the Halloween costumes. Even though we were shooting at like 2 or 3 in the morning in like November
No doubt.
in LA, and we were freezing.
I don't remember freezing. I just remember that we had that long grass stretch to run across.
I'll never forget
Every
that.
time we started the scene, we had to go back to the beginning, and they were there with an oxygen tank.
Yes.
And we all like breathe
Yeah.
oxygen. But those Halloween costumes were like the coolest costumes. I mean, they were made to form. We looked, incredible in them, and it was just crazy, just with the fog and it was just an amazing scene to shoot.
I'll never forget. We had go back and do it again. Go back and do it again. Go back. We had to go over the fence, hide from out of camera view, and then action, and we had to run and hop that fence and then sprint like 200 yards. And after shooting it like 7 times, Tony's right. We had oxygen. I remember sucking wind. I remember like, Jesus Christ. I was dying running across that field. And then we get to the fence, and then it was fun. There was things that went wrong. You know, Ralph got kicked. You know, and
Like for real? For real?
Yeah, he got
that's
kicked in the nose.
Yeah, and I guess I could tell the secret. Chad's not here. When
He's on Lumpock.
when Tony,
I think I want to hear this.
When Tony says that Chad was Dutch, there's a big part of Chad that was Dutch. So Chad, we're all in the dressing room and we're trying to warm up before we go shoot some more fight stuff. And Chad goes, "Hey guys, watch this." And he takes a rolled up sock and he puts it in his costume and stuffs it down with his crotches. He goes, "I'm gonna go on camera like this." You know, make himself look bigger.
Yeah. Why not?
Incredible.
You have to explain.
The beach.
If they explain for the younger audience.
The beach scene was a great night as well. You know, when we were up on the cliff and riding the bikes down. I mean, that's a classic scene in the beginning of the film, and just that whole night of the beach fight was incredible. But there were so many, you know, great days and nights. And I don't know if a lot of you guys or the viewers know this, is when we were hired to do the film, we were hired not only for a whole month prior to the film to, you know, every day show up and do, you know, motorcycle class, basically taking our motorcycles all around Warner Brothers Ranch. We had the Warner Brothers Ranch to ourselves, literally just taking those motorcycles in and out through Western Street and in and out of the saloons. And then we had, you know, then we had some soccer, then we had karate practice. But when they were shooting, and it didn't matter if we didn't have scenes that we were acting in, Pat Johnson production required that we were there for karate practice every single day. So even if we had no acting to do and didn't have to be on camera, we were on set every day. So that's why we got to see, like when Darryl did, you know, the crane kick, or when we saw them do the classic scene of when Miyagi said, "Daniel-san, look, I," and said, and that's when he learned what he was doing wax on, wax off for, that classic scene. We're all standing right behind the camera and watching.
I didn't know that.
We were there every day of the shoot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Brings back a lot of memories.
Well, that movie in particular, well, the first, second, and the third, but definitely the first was it had such an impact for obviously so many people. But speaking personally, I used to watch it with my dad every night. You know, we would make some tea, have some goodies, and which one are we going to watch tonight? And I don't know, William, did I ever tell you my martial arts background?
Yeah, you mentioned you did some karate in the beginning.
Yeah, so age 3.5, I was put into karate, and then they mixed it into kickboxing, and then my dad taught Aikido for 30 years.
All right.
So he learned in Japan, and
Very cool.
then he brought it over here, and so
Okay.
I trained in that until I was about 16.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, so anyways, all the, you know, Karate Kid and like Bloodsport, these movies, they were just so deeply rooted in my DNA as a little kid.
Nice.
So it's your guys' movies really impacted my whole life, and I know Peter too, and everyone else that's watching, I'm sure.
Well, I know somebody who the Karate Kid movies definitely impacted, and I think his name is Sean Kanan. I think he's with us right now.
There he is.
Is he here to tell us that karate's a joke?
Tell him, Sean.
I gotta learn to get a better. I gotta get away. I'm so sorry. I had the time wrong. It's great to be here with all of you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm glad you're here, man. Thank you so much. We've already raised over $1,100. Thank you, Ryan, $50.
Thank you.
Dung Beetle, $20.
That's awesome.
Vash, another 20. You guys are killing it, man. 100% of the money goes towards directly to the foundation. It doesn't go to my pocket or YouTube. YouTube doesn't take anything off the top. So 100% of your cash goes right towards St. Jude's to help sick kids and You're doing a great thing, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. So Sean, how's your day?
Viewers, there doesn't matter what I know they're here to see us and have us answer questions and do that, which is awesome. But there's no amount that is too small. I mean, if you're going to be here, that's great. We're happy to be here. Kick in $1, $5, $10. It's all going to an awesome cause.
Yeah, we've got about.
Donation is too small. We appreciate every penny that comes in, and really, I don't want anybody to feel ashamed or apologetic. Man, you know what? $1's $1. It's all good.
Yeah, everybody's a hero here.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. When it comes to saving kids, and we've got about 800 people here. If each of you donate $1, that's more
huge.
than enough, man. Yeah, that's huge. We'll be about at $2,000 soon, which is pretty cool. It's been 25 minutes? Yeah. And I'm going to also, for everyone watching, I'm keeping the stream up for another, I think until Monday. So you have time to donate. Depends when you get your paychecks or whatever, if you want to do that. So that's cool too.
Sean, you've been busy training up in the mountains, right? Punching the trees until they die. Right?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, I had a really crazy experience. I met a. Yeah, it went fantastic. I met a guy online. His name is Adam McKinley, tremendous martial artist. And we started communicating on Instagram. And from there, it went to texting and then a phone call. And he invited me to come up and train with him way up in the mountains, the Sierra Nevadas of Northern California. And, I can count the times I've been with my wife overnight, like 2 hands. And I said, I don't think I'm going to get a yellow convertible Corvette in a midlife crisis, but I think I need to go do this. And so she gave me the whole, and I went up and I trained with Adam for about a week, and it was really incredible. And I had spoken with Robert Young, who's the editor of Black Belt Magazine, and told him about this kind of crazy adventure I was going to go on. And so he asked me to write an article about it, which will be coming out in not this next edition of Black Belt Magazine, but I believe the one after that. So it's a pretty cool story.
Oh, he cut out.
Oh, did we lose him?
Your phone is a joke.
Can I jump to Austin? I'm kind of jumping between old school guys, of which I'm a part of, and then of course Ron and Darryl and Tony are the OG old school guys.
One sec, William. I see Jack King, you're a new member. I appreciate it, man. But can you please just, and I'm going to use your membership money towards the donation, but nobody become a member right now. Let's just donate towards the cause. Thanks. Sorry, William.
No worries. So Austin, here's my question for you. You auditioned for Cobra Kai.
I don't know
what's your feeling when you notice you're on the show and all that. You got anything interesting to share? Funny story, something that you can talk about that John Hurwitz is not going to call you and say, dude.
Right? Yeah. I don't need Netflix coming after me and everything like that. That would not
you can't pull the Tom Holland and reveal all the Spider-Man secrets right now. But is there something to share with the viewers?
It was actually really funny to hear Ron and Tony talking about when they were filming the scene with the Cobras and y'all had to go and run back and forth. And, a lot of times I don't think people realize, in these scenes, you got to do them a ton of times just so the actors, can get them right. So I don't know if you guys know the episode, but there was a certain episode where all the Cobras have to be doing burpees over and over, like when Kreese comes in and we're training and everything like that. And the amount of times that we had to do that take just to go through, and it was so many burpees, and it's just kind of a day that lives in infamy now among us Cobras for just being a ton of working out and everything like that. So that's definitely a moment that stands out.
It's the real deal, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Very cool.
We see a question here, William. I put your link in the description. Do you want to talk about it too? That's a secondary option for people, because I don't think YouTube allows people from Australia to donate for some reason.
Yeah, no problem. The link is actually a direct link to a page we created for donations for St Jude on behalf of the Cobra Kai Karate Kid live event that we're doing right now. So if you go to that link and you can pay via credit card, and you can pay any amount, and all of that goes directly to the hospital, and we'll tally up the final totals at the end of the day and figure out how much we got from here and how much we got through there, and we'll post it. But yeah, that's definitely another a good way to do it. We've already gotten, I think, 2,500 through that, and, before the event itself. So that's also a great way to do it. Thank you so much.
What are we at on your donation? $2,000 already?
2,500, I think.
Nice.
I'm thinking.
I see a question here. Someone, Sydney Penn asked Ron and I what it was like working with Rob Garrison. It's Rob was a great guy. As most people know, we're all like brothers. We were from the time we started Karate Kid. It was that way from day one. So, we've had 35, 36 years, not even 37, I don't know, years of a friendship. So, when you have that much time and you've experienced something so incredible, and you all share that bond. And so it's a huge loss that Rob is no longer with us, but we were always really close. So,
I'm sorry for your guys' loss and for the Karate Kid community too.
Yeah, I mean, it's never really thought of that day where where we'd lose somebody from the original, at least not anytime soon. And Rob was way too young. He was 60, just shy of his 60th birthday. So.
We were all together, in August of 2019, I think. Sean, Tony, Ron, William, I think we were all there with him. And that was the first time I had seen him since the original film.
Oh, yeah.
So that was really great that I got to see him then.
The people have asked me, have you seen Cobra Kai? I'm like, yes, of course I have. And they asked me what my favorite episode is. My favorite episode is the episode where the original Cobras were reunited, and they took him out to the out into the woods, and they had that one last ride together. I just think that episode was so well done, so well directed, so well acted, and particularly poignant because he passed soon after that episode, and that was just a beautifully done episode. That's still my favorite.
Yeah, it was, and I'm so glad that Rob had that scene, that they had that scene at the end. And just to clear any, stories that I read about and hear about, Rob was not sick at the time. It's just a complete fluke that he got sick and passed away, 9 months later or a year, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he wasn't sick at the time. We had all had a great time, and we filmed up there Ron, wasn't it near Stone Mountain?
Yeah. The lake up there. That experience for us, as Tony was saying, we've had these years and years and years and years of friendships, and we've been to weddings and funerals and on vacations together, and
saved each other.
We love each other. We're brothers, and the experience for us showing up back up on the set for Cobra Kai on the very same day the cameras started rolling 34 years later for Karate Kid, Halloween, was, serendipity, first of all, but second of all, Tony and I and Rob were staying in the same hotel. We get up in the morning, we meet down at Starbucks in the hotel, and going out to dinner. And so it was just on and off the screen as usual. Magical. It was a magical experience for us, and one that I'm sure Tony and I will forget. And it was definitely that way for Rob too. There was a lot of Cobra Kai love being shared around the set, and with the even with the new crew of Cobra Kai and the writers and everything. It was just I don't know. You could feel the energy. I guess is the best way to describe it. The energy was just incredible.
Mm-hmm. And it was also so awesome to see with, Josh and John and Hayden, those guys were like, they were so awesome to us. The creators, and Josh Held was directing that episode, and it was you could just see, them there and the presence and see them watching us as we were all kind of together. And to see how we were interacting. To mention the bar fight, I remember the four of us sitting down at the table where the scene first starts in the bar. And the four of us at one point just like look at each other because we're looking in the same faces in the eyes of people that we've known for 37 years. And now we're those characters again. And it was just weird. Look at each other and we're like, man, this is weird.
Yeah.
But it felt like yesterday.
It was surreal. And it was, what's even stranger is, the following season, and I went back there, stayed in the same hotel where I had shared all this fun and memories with Tony and Rob and everybody, and I'm by myself. I was really missing my Cobra Kai brothers. And at that time too, we knew what was going on with Rob. It's weird. I don't know. It's kind of like, I talked with Billy about the first season and how he was back there in his apartment without us, and he had a picture of us in his apartment. He had to put it up because he had to have this sort of connection with us to get himself through season 1. And it's weird. We have to have this connection with each other. I don't know. We're going off on a tangent here, but how it's working with Rob is the same way it's working with Billy or Ralph or, Marty, or Tony is, it's just, we're working with some of our best friends and some of the best experiences we've ever had in life together. We've shared.
Yeah. It's pretty rare. Thanks to the time of reboot.
Mm-hmm. And what a reboot too.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it would be like. First when I heard they were going to do Cobra Kai, I had no clue. I didn't know if it was going to be a parody or what it was going to be. And it was a little apprehensive, wondering what it was going to be like. And then all of a sudden when I watched it, I was like, wow, this is just like an extension of the movie. Mm-hmm. Has the same vibe, the same feel, things, the characters have progressed in different ways, which was awesome to see how they had, but it's so well done. It's so well done. So yeah, thanks to the time of reboot.
So I got to ask real quick, what was it like getting back on the bikes after, being off them for so long? Do any of you guys ride, or did you have to kind of relearn for that scene, or?
Are you giving up that?
You noticed the last they were.
That seems good. I've got to know.
You don't want to stick me on a bike, okay? Let's just say. I don't know if you saw the beat scene in the movie where after Johnny, leaves him in the sand, and we all take off on our motorcycles.
Yeah, kicking the sand up.
The very last motorcycle is going like this as it's leaving frame.
That was probably the coolest scene for me to see, especially as I think, when did I see Karate Kid? I think I was about 6 years old. And just seeing you guys roll up on those bikes. And it's like, hey, Johnny, take a right.
Yeah.
That was like, and you just kind of know. It's like, oh, no. His whole demeanor changes.
Well, I grew up in Nevada. So I grew up with a dirt bike. In fact, Tony mentioned I was a champion swimmer. The Nevada State Championships, I was 12 years old. My dad said, if you win, I'm going to buy you a dirt bike. And I won. And he bought me a dirt bike.
That's awesome.
Wow. So, but the thing is, like, when Tony mentioned us driving around the Warner Brothers Ranch, that was what happened was John Avildsen decided that some of us couldn't ride. I guess he was talking about Tony.
I couldn't ride. I couldn't do karate, but I could.
He said on a Sunday, back then it's called Golden Time. If you worked on a Sunday, you're getting paid triple time. And so we got paid triple time to take a Sunday and ride motorcycles around the Warner Brothers Ranch with our stunt coordinator, Alan Alney. And at some point, Alan said, you know, you guys can ride, just go have fun. So
cool.
Like the Fantasy Island set was a live set. I remember doing donuts on that set and tearing it up. I remember we were just we were riding up on the old, like Tony said, we were riding up on the old wooden plank sidewalks of the Western sets in the saloon. We rode our
Western sets that had been like in movies for like, you know, years and years and years.
Who knows how many Western movies that set has been, you know, involved in. And we literally drove our motorcycles inside the saloons. No joke. I'll just never forget it. We drove all over all sets you would see on TV, that Fantasy Island and Dynasty, all these different sets. We were just tearing it up. So nobody else was there. There was no other production going on. It was just,
and I was wiping out, stalling out.
I can't imagine like all those sets show back up to work on Monday. You're like, what happened? Why are my grass tore up? You know,
all these executives. What the heck happened? Who are these kids? That's Cobra Kai.
Another great thing that comes to my mind that all you actors, Sean, all of us know is also what we loved is also if we weren't in the scene, we still had to be there every day. We got something called drive to. So if you were driving to a location that was, you know, any distance from your house or certain distance or more from your house, I was getting paid like, you know, $75, $100 a day to drive to set. It was like,
cool.
This isn't so bad, you know?
Yeah, that was a great day.
Yeah. We had a lot of those days because we had to be there every day.
Yeah.
I remember getting the food stipend money. You know, they'd give me an envelope and I'd be like, well, what's this? It's like, oh, buy yourself some lunch. And it'd be like,
per diem,
like $25 in here. Like, woohoo!
Yeah, no, per diem is a blast.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Nathaniel O in the house, and thanks for being here, buddy. And your buddy Owen Morgan, and you probably Austin Raines too. Rick Perez in the house too. You and Owen, are you guys cool now? You guys cool? Yeah.
Let's put you guys next to each other. There we go.
Of course not.
They hugged it out at the end of season 3.
Hey man,
he's tolerable.
Yeah.
Whoop. We're having a little technical. Oh, Rick is back.
Since William, you were talking about martial arts background earlier. Nate and Owen also dabble in the martial arts.
Oh, cool. What styles do you guys do?
I'm more of an American, basic American style.
Eagle Fang.
Eagle Fang. All American.
Got it.
Eagle Fang style.
How about Nathaniel or Nate?
He dropped.
You dropped him? Okay.
Sean keeps dropping in and out, and then
Rick is in color now. That's great.
We're getting with the times.
That's episode 3 of WandaVision.
Tone is much better.
Looks like Nate is trying to transport himself back in. Well, I got a general question. You know what? We've talked about Ralph Macchio. I've asked this to Darryl Vidal before, but I don't think I've asked if he had a Billy Zabka story. Mine is really simple because he and Rob Garrison visited the set of Karate Kid 3 once, and we're saying, wow, this is like the next generation. And they were both cool. I'm on the 101 freeway after I finished rapping KK3, and there's some dude honking at me, waving at me, and it's Billy Zabka. And it's like he remembered me from that one meeting, and I was just like,
cool.
Johnny's waving at me, and he's like, dude, you know? And I always thought, man, that dude is cool, you know? So my experience with him has always been good. But does anybody else have a cool Billy Zabka story to share? that you can share?
No, I have one. We I think it was during when we were going out to the beach, and after we would get out, we would hang out a little bit before we headed out, and Billy was telling me something about his he was driving a blue Honda, I believe, at the time, and one of his low beams was out. So he would drive through Malibu with his high beams on, and everybody would be honking and flash their light beams at him. But if he turned it off, obviously he'd only have one light bulb. So it was like a very scary time for him. Getting all these people mad at him driving with his brights on. That's what I remember about it.
Sean, do you have any experience with Billy?
Yeah, I got a great story with Billy. So
Cool.
Very first job I ever got in television was a show for Fox called Werewolf, and one of Billy's best friends at the time was a guy named Mark Sussman, and Mark was the other co-star with me, and so Billy came to the set, and I had obviously seen the Karate Kid and knew who Billy was. I don't remember if Karate Kid 2 had come out yet, because this must have been about 1988, and I met Billy and was just so excited, and I've known since then. There have been times when our lives have intercrossed, and actually was communicating with them probably about 2.5 months. He's just a great guy. I really couldn't be happier for him and for all the guys with the success of the show. He did.
Yeah, we just got to see you in there now. Next.
We shall see.
Oh, okay.
What's going on?
Your internet is a joke.
Yeah, your internet's a joke,
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean, you need to sweep your internet.
My internet. I have no. I
Take
don't
that
know
internet
what's
out of
going on,
commission.
but I apologize.
Yeah, it's giving you no mercy right now.
That Wi-Fi.
Right.
Sean, on the on this, while you guys were,
I'll tell you what, Chris, for my pen, I was gonna say for my penance and for my bad internet, I'm gonna pledge $100. So put me down for 100 and just tell me how I do it afterwards.
Cool.
Because this is such a great cause, you guys, and I feel bad.
That's
My
okay.
internet is distracting.
can I get 50% of that?
I've actually.
Our trick worked. He fell for it.
Do you see how many people are actually? I think you do. How many are actually in the room right now?
Yes, about 700.
About 700.
No,
Yeah, live.
Wow.
Yeah. And then also,
You know what? Well, I'm gonna just while we're at it, all you fans out there, 700 of you plus or whatever, thank you. The fans of Cobra Kai and of Karate Kid and the whole universe and the whole franchise are freaking awesome.
They are.
This whole culture has been created. We wouldn't even be sitting here without the fans. So
they're the best.
I gotta shout out. I mean, look, we raised money before this thing even started today. Fans were donating already. So I'm just sending a shout out to all you guys. We love you. You don't go unnoticed by any of us. Well,
yeah, like you guys said earlier, if each person gave $1 and even $5, I mean, we spend $5 like, I think it's a pack of gum now.
No, St Jude's is awesome. If you do the research, Rady's Hospital down in San Diego, St Jude's, what they do for kids, the families, it's beyond just taking care of kids that are sick and giving them medical attention.
They seriously save lives.
So beyond that, I mean, they make it as comfortable as they can. They do stuff for the kids for families that can't afford it, and they make this family environment. They bring in clowns and magic shows and they go the extra mile because can you imagine what these kids are going through?
The kids and the families, yeah.
And the fear that they're feeling and the parents. And so they do a lot of stuff for these families. And I have a daughter. I can't even imagine. When I sit down and try to imagine, I start to cry. If I had to go through that with my daughter. And what these parents, and I've seen, because my wife works in the medical, she's not in the medical field, in the health insurance industry. I've seen firsthand some of the things that that these hospitals like St. Jude do for these kids and their families. Because it's not just the kids. Those parents are freaking out. I just can't even imagine. Well, I can imagine. I posted it. I can easily imagine if I wanted to. And I don't have to because I've seen it firsthand. So it's a great cause. So please support.
Your wife Stacy, who is also a jiu-jitsu black belt, is a survivor. Yeah.
She's a breast cancer survivor.
Yeah. What a warrior! I mean, and just such a nice person. I got a chance to meet her on the set when we did that 52 Masters, and your wife and your daughter are just like so adorable and just amazing. You know, you're okay, Rob.
Blast.
You're okay.
Blast. We
Yeah.
we get on a laughing fit. Forget it. We're done. We spend time in Costa Rica. Once Stacy gets laughing, the three of us get laughing. Forget it.
I went to Costa Rica. We went to Hawaii together. We went to Costa Rica, Tony and I, and we had one of the best trips I've ever taken in my entire life.
Yeah, I've never laughed so hard on it.
It was, yeah, we had so much fun. But anyway,
You guys have been everywhere together. That's cool.
yeah, Tony's one of my best friends. That dude right there on your screen is one of the best people I've ever met. He's not just gold; he's platinum. Love him to death. Love you, Tony.
That's awesome.
Tony.
I'm really glad he saved me in Hawaii when I was drowning. That's all I can say. I see that somebody here had asked if Ron Thomas was actually a pastor. So
I get asked that a lot. It's so funny.
He isn't, but he could be.
He's actually a priest.
He's not a priest.
Not a
You
priest.
could go online, Ron, and you could get ordained. It's not too late.
Yeah, I think I might have to.
Yeah.
My reply has to be no, I'm an actor. But I think, I think because I post a lot of motivational stuff online, what people maybe don't realize is that I'm also a motivational speaker, and I'm in the personal growth, personal development industry, and I can see how some people who don't know that kind of
relates. It relates and it translates.
yeah. So
I can see Austin there. Austin has a lot of dusting to do behind him.
Dusting.
Yeah,
Over here?
look at all that stuff.
A lot of old things that I've just collected that just been hanging out around here, So
artifacts.
all pretty fitting, I guess. We got the Cobra up here and whatnot.
Nice.
I got a question for
Dirt
us.
bike helmet.
But first, I want to do a couple of shout outs. Nika Langer, my friend in Germany, is just pure of heart, and she's been doing her best to promote this fundraiser all the way over in Germany. And thank you, Nika. And also, our own Rick Perez got some of his friends to donate. Let me just Julianne, Jeffrey, Claire, Nolan, Hector Vega, and Joseph Logan. They're all through Rick, and we really appreciate all of you. So thank you very much, and thank you, Rick. And that being said, let me ask Owen and Nate what your favorite episode has been so far that you guys have been on. And I'm going to throw that out to Austin, too, of Cobra Kai.
Oof.
There are a lot.
Yeah, that's tough. Y'all go ahead.
The ones that you've been in, right?
Yeah, the ones that I've been in. Probably the season 3 finale.
Oh, that
I
was
like to see how all the hard effort pays off.
Interesting.
Yeah, season 3 finale was crazy. Like, we worked.
We spent a long time on it.
How many days did we work on it? We worked so many days.
It was only a couple of days, but we spent a really long. It was very tight.
Yeah, we had to do we had to learn all the choreography, and then there's
It was crazy choreography.
Yeah,
So it's really satisfying to see it on Netflix. So I'd say that's my favorite.
That was a huge bump up for you guys. And, you guys deserve to be on that platform. I think here's what I've talked to Theory about. We're both Star Wars fans. Austin's a Star Wars fan, and, I was a Star Wars fan in 1977 when that first movie came out, right? Then I kind of stopped being a fan during the prequels, but still a fan, but still hopeful. But then
What? Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Not really a big fan.
Here we go.
Hang on, now hear me out. Not really a big fan for the sequels, but getting turned on to the Clone Wars, I began to really appreciate the prequels because they filled in that stuff. But here's the point of my story is that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are not only producing and directing that Mandalorian show, but they're also fans of the source material and they respect the fans. And this is what I think of the big three of Cobra Kai. John and Josh and Hayden, they're fans, they respect the material, and they respect the fans. And that makes the difference. And I think that's one of the reasons why the show is so successful, because they're not just in it for, hey, let's just exploit this and make some bucks.
Yeah.
They're invested in it emotionally, and they know every character from every Karate Kid movie. And and I just was very impressed. So that's part of the reason why I think the show is so very successful.
Absolutely, you can tell these guys have literally worked really hard at just keeping it so true to what this continuation of these movies would be 37 years later. And it's done so well. The fights, I mean, I dig the music.
Oh, definitely.
Man.
Classic music.
That Johnny's theme is
Story or Johnny's Story. The first season, right?
Yeah.
Episode 7.
Yeah.
Shout out to Leo Berenberg and Zach Robinson. It's amazing. They have a way to create brand new music and still make it sound 80s as well.
Hey, Sean, you spent all that time on Karate Kid 3 with William. Got any stories about William? Because William is so zen.
William is boring.
He's so zen. He's so centered. Come on, he was off center.
I didn't really spend any time with them on Karate Kid.
But Sean and I have hung out ever since, and he's been, just always been there for me. But I do have a real quick funny story. I mean, it's really quick. It's like Sean and I are on set, and we're rehearsing, and Pat Johnson's on set, and Sean says to me, "Hey, do you want to spar for real?" And I went, "Sure." So we started throwing kicks at each other, and about three kicks into it, Pat is like, whoa, stop, and he looked like he was going to kill us both, and he goes, "No fighting, no sparring, somebody gets hurt, it's like," and so we were like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, right.
Sean doesn't probably remember that because probably Pat kicked you in the head, but that was like, it was like, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Johnson," but he was on top of it.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he didn't mess around.
Well, I think he needed to be on top of it.
Of course.
He's just like wrangling kittens.
Yeah. And then Jonathan Appleson was a rascal. That guy. Jonathan was on set just because I think he was hired on for that role.
One way of putting it.
I think John was trying to keep him out of jail or something, and so he cast him in the role because that dude was just a rascal, man. We got along fine, but I found knew he's a tagger and he's like graffiti artist.
I have a story I'd like to hear a little bit more about.
John signed a guy to kind of babysit.
Go ahead.
No, Sean, you received a really horrendous injury during the filming of the Karate Kid Part 3, and Sensei William, you shared a story about the filmmakers went as far as bringing in Brandon Lee to almost replace him as Mike Barnes.
Yeah, that was Sean got injured. He Sean just told the story. He was in Vegas and he collapsed. I was blood in his stomach. He almost died. And they were like, well, he gets this call and it's like, hey, are you going to be able to come back? Because if not, we're finding somebody else. And it's just that's the reality of army, right? So they brought in Brandon Lee. We're on set and Brandon Lee comes on and to his credit, he did a pretty good job of auditioning. But he wasn't confident in his martial arts at the time. I guess he hadn't been practicing in a while, and he was kind of concerned. He was telling me, I don't know. I said, well, you nailed the acting part, but he was like, I haven't done martial arts in a while. So he was kind of worried about that. Fortunately, Sean came back. But yeah, they were seriously looking at Brandon Lee to replace him. And then, as you guys know, Sean wasn't the first pick. It was this kid named Darryl, and after about a week, I think John realized that Darryl wasn't not Darryl Vidal, but he was blonde Darryl. So I think very very early on, they kind of realized the kid did not have the ferocity, that was needed for the role of Mike Barnes. So fortunately, they brought Sean in, and as I said, there was no better person to play Mike Barnes. They auditioned me for Mike Barnes. And, at that time I had zero acting experience. So thank God I didn't get that part because it would have been the worst because I did something like the worst before. And Kara Jones was a sweetheart, after my audition. Yeah. That was very good, Mr. Ford. Thank you very much. I'm like, I nailed it. I'm going to get this. And then you think about it later on, you're going, dang, I sucked. It's just awful, So fortunately, it all worked out for the best.
Can we get your best Mike Barnes impersonation?
So
Come on, William. Reenact the 80s.
It's for a good cause here.
Or what? Because I mean, Sean was like next level. Like, I own your ass, LaRusso.
No, here's what my audition was like. No, I want your title. LaRusso.
It was the William Shatner.
Yeah, it was kind of Christopher Walken and William Shatner.
No. No.
Exactly.
Title line now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got to lift your leg higher.
That's very funny.
I got a question. Who do you think would actually win in the Karate Kid universe? Johnny Lawrence or Mike Barnes? I mean, we kind of got the answer from Terry Silver when he turned the wooden thing to Daniel, and he's like, last time you weren't fighting this. So I mean, it's kind of an answer there, but realistically, if they were put together, maybe in Cobra Kai now, I mean, something I always wanted to see was like Terry Silver, John Kreese, and Mike Barnes to come back. And I know, Sean, you want Mike to be like this anger management counselor or something like that, but I don't know. I wouldn't mind.
Sean wants to come back. That was you know, the thing that always amazes me is why people always think that Mike Barnes and Johnny wouldn't, you know, they have no history together whatsoever. You know, I think the person that
Maybe
Mike Barnes would
best
potentially
buds.
have a problem with is Sensei Kreese, because Mike is entitled to 50% of the dojos.
Right.
If you want.
Right, and you signed that.
Did you sign it?
Did you sign it?
Oh,
He didn't sign it yet.
Damn, this kind of opens up a new
geez,
series.
I get asked that question a lot about who would win between Johnny and Mike. You know, the thing about it is I never really looked at Johnny Lawrence as being a bad guy, you know, and I think that's a lot of what the whole new series is predicated on. You know, Mike was just a reprehensible sociopath and you know, really had no honor. And so I just think, you know, that Mike would be willing to do whatever was necessary to win. But honestly, I don't know. But it would be interesting to find out.
I got a question. I actually had the opportunity to speak with Kevin Derrick as well, who, you know, recently released More Than Miyagi. One thing that I learned from that film was that Pat Morita gave some of you, Ron, this was your segment on that film, was that Pat Morita gave you guys scrapbooks, you know, to put things in. Who else did he give a scrapbook to, and what is some of your favorite things in them?
He gave one to all of us.
That's awesome.
Wow. What?
There it is. Boom.
Wow.
Right? And then he had his
Oh wow, look at that.
we got, you know, stuff from the movie, but he's got.
This is the front page. Gave it to us. This was around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Happy holidays for whole life.
Yeah.
1983.
For whole life.
Yeah, that's 1983. And then when you open it, look at this.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to learn my camera. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then we were able to purchase some of our own photos from the film. So I purchased, you know, some of my own personal photos from the photographer, John Avildsen and Jimmy Craig.
They charged you for the photos?
Look at these.
Wow.
Those are like old Polaroid shots
that a lot of people have seen. And then this one, of course, it's just a still of me
cool.
punching Miyagi at the fence.
Yeah,
so it's incredible. It's an incredible gift to have this. Just countless photos. It's just incredible.
That's awesome.
He gave that to all of us.
It's so funny you mentioned that, because I literally I use it to actually keep my computer higher. It was underneath the computer, so
that's funny.
It's just something that I cherish, and Pat Maria was an awesome guy. We had a blast.
Yeah.
Dude, this is so surreal for me to just see you guys talk about all this stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, any questions you have? Someone mentioned something about what was Billy like. For me, when we were on set, Billy was working, and a lot of times he had stuff that we weren't in. He was working a lot. Some of my fondest memories was how we all hung out after at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We all hung out with each other. We all stayed at each other's houses. I remember Billy just totally being into certain music at the time, tell me what you want. He was always just rocking out and, white.
He walked around the set a lot with the earbuds in, and his little at the time the cassette tapes. He was listening to music all the time.
Groups like White Snake and all that stuff. And
one of the things about Billy is, we've been to each other's weddings and Christmas parties and played, bachelor parties, and so we're just buddies. But when we're working, one of the things I love about Billy, because I'm the same way too, is he's a prankster, man. And he got us into a little bit of trouble on Karate Kid with John Avildsen. But it's funny to see how he's still this prankster. As an example, I'm rehearsing I'm running my lines with him for the church scene, and he just throws in lines just to mess with you. And so I'm running the lines, and it's something about the juvenile detention center will let you in if you're a member of the clergy. So, and then I say that line, and then Billy just throws in a line. Well, I don't think we need a whole clergy, but stupid stuff. But I'm doing the scene with Tanner Buchanan and Robbie, and cameras are rolling. I think it's we're shooting the scene, and then Billy just comes barging in, and he sits down next to me. He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm late, man. I was at a bar." And then he goes to Robbie. He goes, he just ad libs this whole thing. And he goes, "I was at a bar and I had a few beers. I got you one too, Robbie." He's just ad libbing this comedy scene. And I just tried not to break character. I'm just cracking up inside, and I just looked at him. And we shot this prior to the church stuff. And I said something like, "What the F is wrong with you, man? Did you hear anything I said to you yesterday in church?" But Billy, being a prankster that he is, he's just a fun guy to work with on this. He's always breaking stuff up. And remember, Tony, do you remember when we were really, really late at night in the dojo stuff? And Marty's having issues with his lines and getting things right. It's 4 a.m. and we're all standing, and Marty says, "Class, fall in behind me."
Oh, no.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do.
And Billy huddles us up, and he goes, "We've got to break the monotony, man. Everybody's stressed out here. It's 4 o'clock. Let's break the monotony." He says, "This time, when he says, 'Class, fall in behind me,' let's all literally just fall." So we're all lined up. We're all standing at attention. He says, "Class, fall in behind me," and the whole class goes like this, boom, on our faces. And the whole crew, everybody's cracking up. And John Avildsen comes up to us and he goes, guys, come here." He says, "That was really funny. Don't do it again." Yeah. But that was Billy. That was Billy's idea. I love it.
Owen, Austin, and Nate, since you guys are the new generation, hearing this story about Billy, you guys got anything like that? Sholo, Jacob, getting you guys to do similar things at all?
I think I got something. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I can't think of a specific example that's that good, but Billy's just a super joking guy, and he's just really nice.
He really is.
Yeah, he always just loves to cut up, and he always has a good time in scenes. If there's a break, he always he likes to crack jokes and stuff like that. So just having him around in Cobra Kai,
I wonder if that story about Ron, you guys kind of messing around. I wonder if that story is kind of well known, because that was kind of put into season 2 of Cobra Kai, where all the students are kind of messing around on Kreese's first day inside the dojo, doing the snake do and the side dab, and things like that. That kind of almost reminds me of that.
Yeah, I don't think that's a well-known story. I've shared it a few times. It's one of my fondest memories of us messing around and breaking the monotony and then getting in trouble by John Avildsen. Don't do it again, guys. I got to send a hug out to the Brazilian fans. Hugs, Brazilians. I saw that. Anyway,
I'm going to say something in Portuguese. Amigos brasileiros, tudo bem? Muito obrigado. And so I just said thank you to my Brazilian friends. Thank you very much. So there's a little bit of Portuguese, and to Allison, the artist, amazing artist, he just left a message also. And also to the great fans in the UK like Sheila, because I think you guys will agree that all the fans are great, and the UK fans are just, extra amazing too. So there you go.
Oh, you guys are all amazing. We're at $1,600, maintained about 700 people still, and we really appreciate you guys. We want to crush 2,000 if we can do that in another $400. If each of you can donate, $1, that'd be great. It goes to a good cause.
Yeah, just give a coffee for one day.
Yeah.
Or bubble tea, or whatever your poison is.
1/5 of a coffee.
Or 4 Starbucks coffees.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody say, "Hey, I can't donate. I'm a kid." Go ask your parents.
Well, also, I'm going to be using all the money that this stream generates later on. I'm going to be donating that as well.
Awesome.
So that's how you can sort of, if you're a kid who doesn't have a credit card or something, that's how you're helping.
I know that Nate, the agreement was that he could be on until 2:30. Is that about right, Nate?
Sorry?
I think that the agreement was that you could stay. You gotta bounce out of here at about 2:30. Is that correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we're gonna let you go. Is there anything that you wanted to say to the fans before you go?
Well, I saw somebody have a comment earlier about how they want to hear a story about Ralph. So
yeah.
Yeah. So well, obviously I worked with him because I was a Miyagi-Do student. So I spent a lot of time with him, and he has a pretty foul language. And the funny thing is,
really?
So every time somebody messes up, if he messes up a line, he accidentally swears, right? He always turns to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to I guess he thinks that I don't hear that all the time, but obviously my character says
oh, that's funny.
Pretty similar stuff, I guess. Yeah,
very, very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Hey Nate, what do you?
He's in New York. You got to excuse Rob. Man. He's in New York.
What do you think of the name Eagle Fang?
Well, I think it's kind of supposed to be a funny joke because it's eagles don't have fangs, so I think it's pretty funny, and it kind of matches Johnny's entire character. He just puts whatever sounds coolest, even if it doesn't make sense.
Right.
We have someone very special that just entered. Nate, thank you so much for your time, man. I hope we can chat one day on the channel, just you and me. We'll catch you later, man.
I just saw a quick comment that I wanted to answer from one of the.
Everyone, please welcome Yuji.
Oh!
Yay!
Yay!
Hello, sir.
Hey,
how are you?
Hey, what's up? I hope I don't pick off Nathaniel. Nate was gone, and I thought, wow, where'd he go?
Yeah, well, per our agreement, he said he could stay till 2:30. So we want to stay to our word. But thank you so much, Yuji-san, for joining us. What a wonderful treat, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. It's good seeing everybody. Hope you guys have been doing well. Thanks to all the people out there watching and donating. I think it's a great cause. So please open up your wallets and help donate. Take care of people.
Yeah,
everyone here right now, 704 people, $1. If everyone can donate $1, we'll be well over 2,000. So
everyone right now is like, "Hello, Chozen."
Yeah, everyone's going crazy.
Yeah.
Josh Gad, eat your heart out.
My favorite character that says Marvin.
We have someone else in the back room too. Who should I put out for a moment so they can come in? Austin, you cool if I just
yeah, no problem.
for like a minute?
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got some dusting to do.
Yeah. Hello.
G-Rod.
How's it going, man?
I just wanted to hijack this broadcast for a good cause, of course.
How you doing, sir?
Good. How's it going?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Let me see. I'm trying to look at the faces. I see Peter. How's everybody else doing?
Good.
Doing good, man.
Definitely
Hey,
not
man,
dead,
everyone
amigo.
here. Thank you for joining.
Well, honestly, the reason I'm here, I just wanted to see if Johnny was in here because I have a bone to pick with him, but he's not.
He's probably still in jail.
That's probably true. No, but I saw that this is for a great cause, St. Jude's, and I see that the money's going up, and I'm like, you know what, whatever, if I can jump in for a minute, say hello, it's a great cause. So
I appreciate that, man. Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to break in.
Of course.
We had no choice, man.
Yeah, as soon as Yuji came, we jumped up another $100 in like 30 seconds, which is cool. Thank you so much, Yuji.
Yep.
So, anyone got some questions for Yuji? I just see everyone's going crazy for him.
Yeah, everyone's chosen.
I've never spoken to you before, but I want to say I'm a huge fan. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a question, Yuji. When are you going to make a sequel? When are you going to make a sequel to your great restaurant commercial?
Oh my gosh, that was awesome, dude.
Thanks. It was a blast filming that thing. I just enjoy doing comedy, so it was my chance to have some fun.
Definitely.
Maybe
I'll come up, Yuji, and we'll
do it. Let's do it.
Theory, you wanted to ask the great.
Oh
Joe.
no, I don't have anything to ask. I just wanted to say I'm a huge
Yeah, I
fan.
see a few people that have said, where do we donate or how do we donate? I'm sure if you go to one of our Instagram, for me, I put it in my Instagram profile. So if you go to the Tony Odell and you go to my bio, I put the link right there. I'm sure you guys have ways that people can donate.
Yuji, I actually do have a question for you. The crest, the Sato Crest. Can you talk about that at all? Anything that went into that?
Yeah, I have no idea. This is something that Wardrobe had put together, and it was basically, here's your outfit. That's what you wear, and and that was that.
Did you ever notice that when Johnny was fighting Daniel in the tournament, that same crest is
same crest?
Yeah. So what the heck? Like, do you think that maybe Sato taught them?
Sato has a double fish.
I mean, a lot of people think about that and talk about that, but I think it's just one of those things where it could have been just an oversight, and they just put the same crest on there and stuff. So I have no idea what happened with that. It's just totally different styles. It seems like
Definitely, yeah. But I was always thinking like, because Sato taught the American military at the Kadena Air Base, and maybe Terry Silver and John Kreese flew into there at some point, and who knows?
Yeah,
but who knows what they could do?
Yeah, because I think Terry had talked about Tang Soo-do and whatnot. So they're totally different styles if that's the case.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just think it was probably an oversight, and they just said, let's just put the same crest on there.
Probably, but knowing the big three, they might just use that to their advantage. Be like, okay, maybe we can.
Right.
I'd be down for that. Peter, you've actually spoken with Yuji before, right?
Yeah, we just released an interview a week or two ago.
Yeah. And you went up to his restaurant too.
I did.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure to spend some time with him, pick his brain about everything. I was very surprised. Yuji, I don't know if I told you, I thought you'd just come say hello, but you ended up joining my friend and I for brunch. So thank you for that.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I like how G-Rod's he's getting his workout in.
Yeah, he's doing his cardio.
So I have a Yuji story that's kind of funny. Right before Karate Kid 3 was released, Demura Sensei calls me and says he wants me to come up to Canada, and I think originally it was supposed to be either Sean or Billy Zabka, and we're going to go to this tournament put on by Sensei Sam Moletsky, and he's one of Sensei Demura's karate students. So Sensei calls me up and says, yeah, could you, be one of the, just kind of promote the tournament, one of the Karate Kid bad guys. And, this is before the movie comes out. So I get to, Yuji and I are roommates, staying in the same hotel room and everything. And then we go over to Sensei Moletsky's house and we're hanging out. And his son Mike is there, a young kid. He's a grown man now, got his own family. But Sensei, Yuji, and me are sitting in this room. And Sensei Demura is kind of playing with a lamp. And he accidentally breaks it. It's just, and then he kind of looks at it and he calls the kid over. He goes, hey, kid, come here. Fix it. And don't buy cheap stuff, okay? And Yuji and I are just like cracking up because Sensei just totally blames the kid and tells him not to buy cheap stuff after he's the one who broke the lamp. And that was just like such a funny thing when they were just busting up. I don't know if Yuji even remembers that story, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. I don't know if you went to that bar afterwards, or one of the instructors took us out to a bar. I don't know if you came with us, but
I don't know because I didn't drink and I still don't. So I probably should.
Yeah. So yeah, I went on this excursion, so to speak, and I got into the cab with one of the instructors from Canada, I think, and Sensei Demura. And we went to this bar, and I'll never forget, it was so uncomfortable because this one instructor from Canada just kept pushing to have me hook up with a girl, right?
Oh.
So we're at this bar, and he says, oh, hey, how about that one? How about that one? Oh, yeah, that one's good. And I said, no, I'm not. I have a girlfriend. I'm good, man. Thank you. And he says, no. I come here. So it's classic. So we ended up with this other guy and this other girl, and I think there are a couple, and they said, oh yeah, we'll go to these other bars and we'll check out all these other places. And so me and Sensei Demura and this other instructor got in the car, and we're driving everywhere, and he wanted me to meet a girl so badly. And so we ended up not meeting anybody, but we came back to the hotel, and the guy who was driving us is just a whack job. He drives on the curb of the hotel, and he goes, okay, I'm done, get out. And so the three of us get out of the car, and this instructor from Canada, he says to me, okay, so no meet girls, so here, you take this money, have a good time. And I said, you don't have to give me any money. That's fine. I'm good. I'm just going to go and crash out. He goes, no, you take money. I said, no, I'm not going to take. No, you take money. And I said, okay, I don't want to get in a fight here. Okay, fine. Here, I'll take the money. But it just reminded me of the scene with me and Ralph at that cafe at the beginning of the movie, when we had that same kind of exchange. I said, oh, get. So it was kind of an inspiration from that guy that I pulled for that scene. It was a lot of fun.
I love that you were back, in Tamlin, and just the how the character had developed over the years. I've been wanting to do that for 31 years, that kind of thing. And just I really, out of season 3, that was my favorite episode. When you guys when they went to Okinawa, and just having Daniel learn under you and learning pressure points and things like that, and
that was awesome.
Keep for your collection. The script thing, the callback to that.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Yeah, the writers are awesome though.
Can we talk about this photo?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, William. Where's that photo?
That's Billy Zabka next to me and Yuji next to him. We were guests at Sensei Fumio Demura's tournament in Orange County. And so he had called us, and that gentleman in between Yuji and Billy is Sensei Ayala. And yeah, that's me with my Batman shirt, and we were definitely rocking those 1990s style back then.
You guys have some good head of hair, man. I'm a little jealous about that, but
Yeah, William still got good hair.
Well, I just let my mullet grow out. That's all I did. So.
UG Somerset asks, can we get some behind-the-scenes stories of you and Ralph in Okinawa? Thanks, big Chozen fan. I will keep all your anecdotes from my collection.
Yeah, it was such a whirlwind anyway. We didn't have much time to really conversate because we hit the ground running. We were there for a total of, I think, 2 days or something, or 3 days, because the flight times of, we lose a day pretty much when we fly to Okinawa, because we stopped I had a stopover in Tokyo, and then from there I went to Okinawa. So by the time we started filming, we had approximately 2 days of shooting time. So we were just flying, trying to get through whatever we could. And yeah, the scene where I had the scroll and I was passing it on to him, that was one of the worst weather days that we could have asked for. It was so windy. It was raining sideways, and Ralph and I looked at each other and we said, ain't gonna happen, but for some ungodly reason, maybe it was the karate gods looking down on us. It was Miyagi, because this is Okinawa and the whole Goju-ryu tie-in. We magically were able to get the scene done, and it turned out, I thought it turned out really well. And I think working with Ralph, he's such a professional, man. I mean, we were just fighting that stuff, just tooth and nail, but we managed to get the footage, and yeah, who knows? Somebody else would have said, no, I ain't gonna do it. But Ralph is a consummate professional, and we just said, let's do this, let's go for it. And sure enough, it worked out. So that's my fun story about Ralph and how it is to work with him. He's been like that ever since.
It must have been a blast from the past kind of thing. For you
What
guys
I'm
to fight
also
again.
hearing with all these stories, that whenever there's Ralph, there's always bad weather, whether it's in Atlanta, in Okinawa, LA, wherever. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yuji-san, do you keep in touch with Tamlin-san?
Yeah. In fact, I'm doing another call tomorrow for another fundraiser with Tamlin. She actually called me and said, hey, you got to jump on this, and it'll be a lot of fun. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? But yeah, we tend to call each other when we need each other for something, or there's another job and she thinks I'm right for it, or I think I'm right for or I think she's right for something that I'm doing. So we stayed in touch ever since, and she's just a great gal.
She sure
really
is.
Sweet.
And I've enjoyed watching some of her roles later in her career. She was on Picard, and played the Vulcan, and she just is tremendously talented and just a very genuine nice person. And I had a chance to meet with her years ago. I think this was a few years back when Sensei Demura had a banquet, and Sean was there, you were there, and she was just so very nice. So and I know that also you guys worked on other films together besides the Karate Kid. I think there was something a few years back that was a parody on Asian bad guys.
Oh yeah, Awesome Asian Bad Guys.
Right.
She's the one that wrote me in that.
Oh, very cool. And then also tell me about your new film, Paper Tigers.
The Paper Tigers is a film I produced, and we missed thank God we missed that pandemic. We shot in 2019, and we finally, man, it was a long road. The director / writer of this project, he started this 9 years ago. I jumped on probably 5 years into it, and the film turned out really, really wonderful. We got funding, we got everything, and we shot it, and it was a 6-week shoot, totally crazy. insane. We got picked up by Wellgo Entertainment, who did Ip Man and all that other stuff. Wonderful films, martial arts type films. And we are set to release, I think, May 7th of this year. And basically the storyline is these Kung Fu brothers have a falling out as teenagers, go their separate ways, and they have to come back together 30 years later or whatever, or 20 years later, and they find out their Sifu has mysteriously been in their minds murdered. So they have to track down the killers, and in order for them to get the information they need, they have to do these BAMO fights, and try and get the information they need to find out who actually was responsible for their Sifu's murder. But now they're older and middle-aged, just kind of like Cobra Kai and Billy and Daniel. I mean, and Ralph, and how they're middle-aged now and they have to come back and do these characters. It's the same thing. It's like one kick away from pulling a hammy. So
I hear you.
It's the same kind of thing that. So it was a wonderful journey. So it's kind of like Cobra Kai in a sense, because it is an homage to the those kind of films, the 80s kind of films.
Yeah. So we're looking at May
7th, I think, is when we're set for release.
Awesome.
Here's a cool question. Question for Yuji. How do you think Chozen would react to knowing Mr. Miyagi taught another way of Miyagi-Do? So I'm guessing the pressure points and a bit more of the violent side.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be very happy. That's just my opinion. I can't speak for Mr. Miyagi, but I think he wouldn't be very happy, because all his was taught, is to teach defense only, and I think there's two sides to any kind of martial arts, So I think he would not appreciate the fact that I'm teaching the so-called dark side.
Yeah,
it's that whole yin and yang.
Yeah. So Sato never taught Chozen, I guess, the drum technique.
I think he had to probably learn that on his own after the fact. Yeah. It's like anything. Any martial arts you learn, right? The master is not going to give you every single thing. He has to wait until he feels you're ready to handle. Given my character at the time, this guy is the one that just takes off, and instead of saving the girl and just not doing the honorable thing. So I think that pretty much put the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah. I'm still waiting to learn what rule number 2 was.
Yeah. It's actually something that's really interesting. I don't want to get into all that stuff, but the philosophy behind rule number 2 is actually not what is written.
Interesting.
It was remember rule number 1.
Yeah. Which I guess is what Yuji's saying, is like don't teach them too much right at the beginning.
Yeah, there's a whole backstory with that I
is that why Terry had to defend Kata?
What's that?
I said, is that why Terry Silver didn't teach Barnes how to defend against the Kata?
Oh man.
Yeah. We're laughing with you, Sean.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody ask Ron and myself, what would have Chad McQueen, his character Dutch's reaction had been in the bar? How would he have handled the situation? I basically say, after we took those guys out, he probably would have ended up trashing the rest of the bar.
But there was when they wrote that episode, they wrote it with Chad in mind of coming back. So for whatever reason, it didn't come back. So the original script that we have actually has Chad is the guy that's starting all the stuff. Chad's the one that's starting all the fight, if I remember right. I have to go back and read the script, but Chad is.
Yeah, he definitely had quite a few lines in there, and then
he was the one that started.
When he wasn't able to do it, those lines got dispersed amongst us. And
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah. The guy, I think the guy originally was not the guy wasn't originally picking on Johnny Lawrence. He was picking on Chad, and Chad started it.
Yeah, because he was the hothead. So
yeah.
Somebody
asked. I got to share this story real quick. Somebody asked. I saw in the chat. The pressure points that Yuji and Daniel, that you guys did in the in that episode where you can actually numb an arm. And somebody asked if that stuff was real or it was just for the show. And I can attest to the fact that that stuff is real. And here's what happened to me. I was doing the Conan show at Universal Studios, and live in front of 3,000 people on stage, I used to spin what's called a kwando, which is basically it's sitting up on my wall right here. But I'll actually show it to you. See if I can see it. See that? See the sword?
Yeah.
And then the big, that's the weapon that I use. That stuff is made out of aircraft aluminum up there. That's the weapon that I used in the show. And I was spinning. I spin it, do it behind my back and everything. I hit myself in the elbow. Right at a pressure point, right above the elbow. I didn't break anything, but my whole arm from my shoulder to my fingertip went completely numb. I couldn't move it. It was like rubber. And it lasted for about 15 minutes. I hit myself so hard. So I can attest to the fact that the stuff is real. It works. So, yeah, that's the stuff I use.
Yeah, I would also reinforce that because in the Filipino martial arts, we have a move called gunting, which means cutting. And that's where we would be using very similar moves into the nerves. So when I saw that move on season 3, I said, they're doing Filipino arts there. Interesting.
I wonder if Cobra Kai has anything like that. Maybe Kreese will use something for season 4. I don't know. I kind of felt like that fight with him against Daniel. I mean, I think Daniel should have won, but I just wanted to see a little more badassery from Kreese at that point. You know what I mean?
It's inevitable.
Just give him a bloody nose or something.
If it wasn't for those dang on kids.
Those dang
showing
kids.
up at the end,
Yeah. And then Robbie, dude, I'm so excited to see where Robbie's story goes. That kid is like, he's a loose cannon at this point. I just feel like he's just doing everything despite his dad.
Yeah.
He's like Anakin Skywalker. It's like, when is he gonna turn back? Yeah. I think maybe like in the end, like maybe Johnny's gonna almost die or something. I don't know. And then Robbie's gonna have to make that choice. It'll be pretty crazy.
Ron shared our mementos of those photo albums that Pat Morita gave us. And I don't know about Ron, but I have a cool memento from Cobra Kai. When we were on the motorcycles, we were given these masks, which has actually really helped me through the coronavirus, because I can put on a regular surgical mask, but if I want, then I can put this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Over it. Let me see if I can get it right. So I put this on. Everybody basically thinks I'm a freak, but little do they know a very special place.
Nice.
Yeah. I have mine.
Who knew this mask would come in handy?
I have a joke. I have mine too. I think I put it on Facebook or some video sometime. I put it on. I say, I put this mask on and I saw a coronavirus turn and run the other way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool thing to have. It's part of the skeleton.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those costumes I think started a trend. I don't think people really dress up as
I
skeletons.
wish I still had mine, and I wish I could still fit into it. Well, actually, we never got them. So
it's actually such a trend that they even have animal skeleton suits.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, in fact, you know what's funny? Because this year I had I did have a few people on Halloween come to my door, and there was actually a father and his son who both showed up in skeleton outfits.
No way.
That's cool. I said, so, what are you guys? And the dad goes, well, I'm a skeleton from Karate Kid, and he's a skeleton from Cobra Kai.
Very cool. Very good.
And I said, you know, I got to tell you a story. And I had to tell him. And the guy was just freaking out.
Yeah, I bet. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I was going to say, did he know it was your house?
You know, he sees me now, and then you don't know, they figure, hey, you're in Burbank, just a local resident or whatever. And I'm like, where are you guys from? He's like, oh, up here on the hill. And I was like, I want to tell you a little story. And so I told him, I sometimes it's like I don't like to mention anything, and you guys know, you got to keep that you just keep that stuff under wraps, and you be humble about it. But I had to tell him, and I had to see the look on his face, and he just freaked out. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm actually at the door of a Cobra Kai." The guy lost it.
He comes back tomorrow. Do you have any more candy?
Yeah, candy. Can we hang out in the backyard? I see Ella, so I have to say hi to Ella because she's beautiful. She's hi, Ella.
Say hi. She just woke up from a nap.
Oh, smart girl.
Going to St. Jude. She loves the St. Jude commercials when they come on TV.
Yeah, they're awesome.
She's all about the kids and the sick, and she asks questions and does that kid have cancer and this and that. She's all about it, huh? Where are you going? Say
cares about the kids. She's a karate person herself.
Yeah. What are you doing? Come on. She's shy.
Yeah, that's okay. You had to say hello.
William, keep it going. I'm gonna grab my.
Mommy was there when she was born.
Darryl, I have a question for you.
Yes, Yuji.
The crane kick. I want to tell everybody how that came about. I'm just, wanting to know. I mean, I was able to block it, so it's not an option.
That was the first generation. Yeah. Well, they told me that the kid was going to have his leg injured, so they needed to have a reason for him to stand on one leg. And then, the writer Robert came and told me about, the crane with the arms out to the side, and I said to them, well, why would you ever do that? That wouldn't work in fighting. They just said, well, that's the way it is. So you gotta work with that. So start with the one leg up and, put the arms out and jump and kick and land. And then they basically said, okay, well, you got to do something with your arms. So I did all this and created, that's how the crane kick came.
And that was you on the stumps, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, when they first told me about it, Ron and I were in rehearsal, and the original concept was to stand on one leg and kick with that leg, and then land on that leg. And Ron and I both knew that we were both martial artists at the time. We were kind of discussing it. I said, I'm just going to have to tell him it'll be this way. We land on the other leg, and they finally went for it. But we worked on it for a while, huh, Ron? And it wasn't going to work.
Yeah,
on top of the stump anyway.
Yeah, that stump had a way of finding its way around the set and on commercials, rehearsals and stuff. And remember, they went. Darryl was like, they want me to do this. I'm like, they want you to do what? Yeah, and he was practicing it, but I think finally just switched it to a jumping snap kick and landing on the other foot.
Exactly.
It's much easier. So,
I have a question for Rick. We haven't had a chance to hear very much from you, sir. Do you have anything interesting to share about your time on Cobra Kai? Any fun anecdotes?
Many times that when you do movies, a lot of times you get edited out certain things and what have you. A lot of people have asked me on many podcasts, whatever happened to that, did you have a chance of maybe replacing somebody on the show because Stingray's character is no longer there and what have you? But one tidbit, one of the lines that was added to my scene was supposed to be said by me. Whatever happened to that neckbeard teacher who attacked all the kids? That was me calling out Stingray's character, but it never made it to the final edit. But it was just fun to be part of the small part of the great journey, man. I mean, it's just fantastic to meet Ralph and Billy and the whole cast, the crew. Fantastic.
I want to see them bring you back in season 4. Maybe, you could be like a secret, karate teacher of your own or something.
Well, listen, there's no last names. Roger could be anybody. So it's up to the big 3. We'll see.
True. I'm down for it. We're We're almost at $4,000, guys. Keep it going.
Donate.
Another 200 something bucks, and we'll be at $4,000. So everyone, there's still over 700 of you here. I know all of you guys' time's almost up, but I appreciate all of you being here and everyone donating too. We've raised a lot of money. With Williams too, dude. We're probably over what, like $6,000?
No, it's at 23. It's at 23 right now.
Plus this, yeah.
Hey, I just want to say that I've been involved with Williams charity events going back till 2014 or so.
You were involved in the very first one, yes, sir.
And he's always done great. Thousands of dollars. What do you think you've done total over the years, William?
Oh, like prior to this event, we probably, $50,000, something like that, with all events combined. And I love St. Jude because their families, they pay for the care, they pay for the lodging, they pay for the food, they pay for the travel, all that. And that was the one I wanted to help. And when you, in times like these, 2020 was, man, what a year. But I find myself maybe perhaps feeling anxiety and, even feeling sorry for myself. I was like, oh, I just wish this was happening. Then, you look at other people and you're like, man, I really have a blessed life. I really am fortunate. And I put myself back into service to put myself in check. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you put yourself in service and suddenly, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm back on purpose again. So that's why it is my honor and privilege to serve. And
I wanted to recognize that because even back then, when we first did your first charity event, my brother-in-law, David, my wife's brother, he passed from cancer.
He passed on. This is the anniversary of his passing, today.
Yeah, today is the actual day. So it was a very special day for us. And so definitely hope everybody can find it in theirs to donate a little bit to this such a great cause.
Well, it's certainly not about, it is everybody coming together, and there's so much power in that, it's the Avengers Assemble. We're gonna beat cancer. You guys are all great. Thank you so much. And Susan Gallagher wanted to be here also, Homeless Lynn. She got the date wrong, and unfortunately she had to pull out, but she was originally scheduled to be on here too. And she's just, wonderful. I haven't met her in person yet, but is so nice to the fans and so nice to people. So
she's really sweet. Yeah.
Everybody here, thank you so much again. Really, I just really appreciate.
That'd be cool if we could do one of these every year. I mean, between me and you, William, and maybe all the other Cobra Kai channels, we can all pool together and come together for some great stuff.
That would be great. So we're looking at it's coming up on 3:00, and I know that the event's just about to end. So if we can get that final push to get 4,000 on here, that'd be great. But
hey, do we know who the highest bidder has been so far? What the highest bid has been? Not bid. Highest donation. Do we know? What's the highest?
Running the channel.
Yeah, well, I think I didn't see anyone else, but
like you said, if everybody donated $1, a couple dollars.
No, but do we know the highest donation? No, we don't know.
You probably have to go through a list.
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys would jump in on this too. But if somebody donates $100 in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes before we close, I'll record you a personal video. You just got to send me who the information is. I'll send you a video.
There you go, man.
Somebody,
I'll do the same. I'd match that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think my buddy Drunk 3PO came in and donated $100, but I don't see it right now.
Oh,
Drunk 3PO, really?
What a name!
There's a Star Wars channel. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
well, here we go. Now it's coming in. Okay, Callista just donated $100. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
very nice.
So get me her email. Get me her email. I'll record her and get the information, Callista, wherever you are. Sure. Make sure we get the information. You know what? You can send it to info@senseironthomas.com. Send your info.
Another 100.
senseironthomas.com. If you want me to record a video for a birthday or just a personal video or for 4th of July, I don't care. Just send me your info and I'll record you a video. Thanks.
All right, I cut you off, Ron. What was it? Info at
senseironthomas.com.
Okay.
SENSEI.
Okay.
And
he
he
also
just
got
grew over
another
$100 too.
Yeah,
from
dude,
Crispy.
the hundreds are coming in. It looks like you're gonna have a busy day, Ron. Invisible Observer 13
50 videos.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Tony will jump in on that. He said.
I will jump in on that. Mine is contact TonyOdell@gmail.com, and if they donate $100, and whether they want it from Ron or myself doesn't matter. But it's contact TonyOdell@gmail.com.
Just show proof of your receipt, because I know we're probably going to get a lot of people that will come. I donated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just a screenshot.
My wife is yelling at me from the other room. She's going to match it. So
wow.
Go, Stacy. There's the beauty now. There she is.
She's a skunk. So I will
That's my Costa Rica lesson.
$100.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah, that's how bad slow down. In the next couple minutes, if you donate $100, I will also match the $100 to go towards St. Jude's. It's such a great cause. Everybody should be donating. Like I think Ron mentioned before, our daughter loves the commercials. It means a lot to people. So please let us know, and I will put that $100 in personally.
Thanks, Stacey. And everybody here, like I'm seeing all these people. I just see here just donated $300. Wow, that's
Julio
Camacho.
Julio Camacho.
Yeah, just donated $300, and it doesn't have to be $3.
Julio, send me your info. Sensei Rontana, I'll send you a signed photo as well. So
Thank you, Julio.
You want a signed photo?
But people donate just $1, $2, $5. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Please, $1 helps. Giving is giving. Doesn't matter.
It all adds up.
We're in the last few minutes, guys. Just throw in a buck. Still 700 of you here, and we're at almost $4,400.
I just see here Lucas Eduardo asking, how was it Ron and I to do the Tommy scene at the end of Cobra Kai, or the end of our episode, and it was a rough scene to do. In between scenes, we were like, going off by ourselves and trying to keep the tears going and trying to keep our heads in that space, because it was a tough scene. I mean, seeing him zipped up in the body bag and all that. It was surreal. There were so many emotions, and
there's a scene that Tony and I had together that got cut out. Do you remember the lines?
Yeah, this is cool. This is prior to the fireplace scene where Tommy and Johnny have that amazing chat. He and I have a short scene right before that. See if you remember it.
We're drinking beer, and
I say something like, "Wow, I can't believe that I or something. I can't remember, but I said I can't believe that what just happened."
And I say I didn't think I could still kick that high.
Yes, and then I think I said, "Is it okay for a pastor to kick somebody's ass?"
And I say, "Is it okay for a pastor to kick ass?" And I say, "There's an exception for real pieces of shit."
Sounds like some quality content that got cut right there.
Yeah,
on that.
Actually, one other scene as we exit with Tommy out of the hospital, and we were basically going to use my wife's van to all go on this camping trip together, and the whole scene is about basically how my wife's van is not, it's like a soccer van, and it's not necessarily the appropriate vehicle for the Cobra Kai.
Not badass enough.
Yeah.
You repaint it or something.
Yeah.
We're all razzing him about his van, and Billy says something like, "Would your wife take your balls too?"
Yeah.
I think that's actually in the.
But it was. I won't repeat all the language, but it was funny.
Well,
I think that's in the DVDs as a deleted scene, so people can watch that.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Very cool.
Rob says something about it, the wagon. Yeah, and then he look at the end. He looks at me and he says, "Come on, man, isn't it a sin to make fun of another guy's car?" And I say, "Jimmy, even God hates this car."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got cut.
Do we want to maybe have Owen talk about the Clarence scene for those that are tuning in? The young Cobra Kai fans.
He saved a life.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun to film. Probably one of my biggest scenes I've done the entire show. So that was I was really looking forward to that, and getting to work with Clarence. He was he was really cute, very squirmy. He was constantly intimidated by everyone, so he made a lot of messes in the middle of takes.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really funny. I'm glad they managed to find some scenes that didn't have poop all over everyone's skis and stuff. But yeah, that was really fun to do. I'm really glad people enjoy it as much as they do.
I wanted to mention also that Austin, he has a Christmas Christmas ornament from a party.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I mean, if any of you guys just want to go ahead and donate $100, I actually have a 3D printed Cobra Kai Christmas ornament that I gave out to all the cast and some of the crew at the end of season 2, I think it was. So I'll be giving that away on the stream too. For anyone who donates $100 now in the last couple of minutes of the stream.
But we only got one.
Oh, wow.
Got to be the first.
Yeah, just one. But you can reach out to me. It's at austinrainsinfo@gmail.com. austinrainsinfo@gmail.com. Just go ahead and shoot me an email with your information, and I'll make sure to send it to you guys, and you can have part of some Cobra Kai memorabilia from the set.
And then also I wanted to mention a shout out to Kevin Derrick, the director of More Than Miyagi, and also he did the biography of Fumio Demaruk, the real Miyagi. He donated some copies of DVD copies of the real Miyagi and some More Than Miyagi T-shirts. So I'll be putting those up in a separate raffle later this week. For we'll figure out some way to raise some money for the hospital with those items as well. But thank you, Kevin, for your support.
Loving the comments, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a comment here about if we used a real snake in that scene with the Clarence scene.
Oh.
Yeah. So like
I mean we had one. We just didn't have them in the same shots.
Yeah, Clarence is alive. He didn't.
Yes, very much alive.
Yeah.
I got a question for Ron. What was it like? I don't know actually if you got to work with Elizabeth, but were you on set at the same time? For Cobra, you're muted. You're muted.
We were all on set with at the time
for season 3. Season 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we weren't on set at the same time. Yuji and I were. He was in Atlanta.
Oh, cool. Man.
Rehearsing. I got done filming with Billy. We broke for lunch, and I heard this voice from the side of the church say, "Hey, Ron!" When I look over, it's Yuji. So we sat down and had lunch together. That was fun. But no, I didn't meet up with Elizabeth.
Oh, yeah. Damn. That would have been cool. Well, guys, we're at almost $5,000, $4,800.
And I just got an email from an Ann Dyken who just donated $100, and I'm going to be giving her a video shout out.
That's awesome.
Great. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of hundreds that just came in. There was one from Geeks and Gamers. There was one from Callista.
Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
There was Jason Albright, $100. Yeah. So Ron, once you said that, man, it just flowed in.
Boom.
Yeah,
Shannon,
Pastor Bobby Brown.
Pastor Bobby knows what to say.
It's a highly inspired moment.
Hey, yeah. Tony, do you have a last name for Jimmy?
I don't think there is I haven't come up with one myself. But I don't think there is. I think well, it was established in Cobra Kai that I'm married to Jenny. Say Jenny and the kids say hello.
Jen, yeah. The
So
boys.
so I'm married and have a couple of kids. That's also why the choice is, if you guys notice during the fight, in the bar fight, and that guy goes to hit me and I punch him and then I look at my hands. You know, for me, it was just a fun moment of, this guy is married, he has kids, he hasn't been part of the Cobra Kais or maybe really a part of fighting for a long time, maybe hasn't practiced. So I just added that as a fun thing, like, you know, wow, I still got it. So I thought that was a fun discovery for myself and to learn that, yeah, I'm married and have 2 kids. So who knows what will unfold. It would be nice to know in season 4.
Was there anything that you found out during shooting for, you know, back in the 80s with what happened to Johnny's story in between? Like, where was I always wanted to know, where was he during Daniel's trip to Okinawa? You know, what was he doing? What was Johnny's story in Karate Kid 3 with Mike Barnes? Like, I always questioned that, and I hope that they're gonna maybe explain it someday. Do you know of anything that was maybe in the original script?
No, he was hanging with the bros. I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know. Not that I remember.
Yeah. Well, guys.
Memories, though.
Before we hop off, just a question to Tony and Ron. I'm donating $100. Will you do a shout out for me? I'm kidding.
Whatever you want.
I'm kidding. No, I just donated 100, and for folks out there, I'll do the same shout out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I am sending that right now.
4,825 right now.
Where are we at?
4,825.
Come here. That can easily hit 5,000.
That could hit 5,000 real quick.
Yep.
And William, I donated like 20 or 30 minutes ago. Oh, now 4,860.
Climbing,
man.
Almost at
20
5K.
pounds. We got people from all over the world watching.
20
Cool.
pounds. Wow.
Oh, say it. Say it. You just what? What did you just do?
Oh, thank you, Ella. See, kids are donating.
See?
Ella did that from her own PayPal account.
We're at about 2,500 on this end through the Facebook link. So
4,953, almost 5,000. Someone just donated another $100. Thank you, Anonymous.
Hey, and I want to thank you guys, and thank you, Ron and William, and you guys for reaching out and letting me, having me be a part of this. It was really great.
It was an honor
to do stuff like this.
For sure.
Same here, William. Thank you, brother.
And
Yeah,
really,
I got to hang with some of our,
this was awesome, guys.
you know, we're the Cobra Kai Karate Kid community. You know, we're all. It's fun to hang out with all you and the younger.
I gotta say, Tony. I'm also in the Star Wars community, and I have a Star Wars channel as well. And I gotta say, of all the fandoms and communities I've seen, Karate Kid is the most pure. Cobra Kai and Karate Kid are the most pure. There's no drama. There's no garbage. There's no toxicity between the fans. Everyone is just so loving and kind, and they just want to escape to this cool world.
Yeah.
It is seriously the most refreshing fandom I've ever seen. I think it's a testament because of you guys and what you guys created with the magic back in the 80s and now again. So, you know, I thank you. We thank you for everything you've done.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of heart in it, and it's just awesome, and just, you know, just keep it going. That's all I can say. It's been an amazing ride, and interesting to see where it goes. I know they just started season 4, didn't they?
Yeah. I just saw something, right?
I'm seeing posts about people sitting down with the script. So
they've been filming, but yeah, yesterday they just the official account released the front image of the first script of episode 1. Yeah, and then everyone else shared it.
What do you think, Peter? let's begin.
Let's begin. I mean, that's what they said at the end of 310. So I think it's gonna pick right up there. So we'll see.
It's gotta be epic. It's gonna.
I was rewatching Karate Kid 3 yesterday because I thought Terry Silver said "let's begin" at some point, and I'm like, could that be maybe just a hint? But he didn't. I went through the whole thing.
Thank you for donating. $2 more. I don't care what it is. From whoever donated, I see $2, $2, $4. We hit 5,000 right now.
We just cracked 5,000 US. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
That's amazing.
Ella wants me to show. She donated.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kids are awesome.
Yep.
And we're doing this to help kids. So
Ella donated $400.
Mom did. Mom, I donated 100.
Oh, you donated 400? Or you donated 100 and Mommy donated 300?
Yeah.
That's my girls right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love this community, man. This is so cool. And all of you donating, I'm going to leave this up until Monday. Or I could even make it indefinite, so you can always just come back to the stream, and 100% of your donations go towards St. Jude's.
And the page that I created is going to be up for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, same here. Mine's going to stay up.
Do you want to drop the link? I don't. Yeah, no, it's in the description. Oh, wait. No, I didn't put it in the description for this one. And you're at like $3,000 already now, right?
2,500-ish.
Yeah, so we've raised we're now over 5,150.
So is that's almost 8,000?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, you're at 2,871, William.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, man.
So nearly 8,000.
Okay, guys, the link is in the description. If you want to, if you can't for some reason donate it on YouTube, you can donate through there as well, through William's link. William Zabka, where he at? I don't know.
Filming.
Yeah, man. He's making season 4 for you guys.
I heard he's in it.
I actually had reached out to Billy about popping in today, but he didn't know because of they do fight rehearsals on the weekends, and he didn't know what the schedule was going to be. So, but I had him on.
You're saying there's going to be karate in season 4?
There probably will be a little bit.
Uh-oh, leaked.
So I see one question here asking how crazy your Gianni's kicks. They're pretty up there. Oh, and you can probably talk about it more than I can. You're in more scenes with him than I am.
Yeah, I don't do many fight scenes with him, but I do know that he's gotten pretty good at it with what I have seen. He's got long legs.
Right? That's scary. That's a force right there, you know?
It's true.
How tall is he?
6'1".
Yeah, 6'1". That's it, like 6. Yeah, 6'1".
6'1", all legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mostly legs.
Well,
you know,
why don't
fighters can be
why don't you guys
dangerous.
take us through some of the memorable parts of filming Cobra Kai? I'd love to hear from you guys too.
Just a point of reference, I'm 5'7".
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's big.
Yes, he's a lot taller than that. Yeah, no, there are a lot of memorable moments from filming that show. I've been doing this for 4 years now, so there's a lot. We've gone through a lot with this show. So and everyone has been so cool the entire time. Everyone's really friendly, constantly interacting with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
It's been really amazing. So there are just way too many stories to count. Way too many little moments.
I got to talk about one story that does stand out to me, though, is the party scene. That was a great day. And what's funny is, it's supposed to be in, California in the summer. We're all out there by the pool, and there's the pong table and everything. And meanwhile, we're in Georgia, and it's freezing cold, and everyone's pretending, oh, yeah, it's summertime. We're out here in all this summer-esque clothing. So
That's been Georgia weather every season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They tend to film in the winter or the fall.
I don't miss those days.
Austin, did you get it in the beer pong too? There was beer pong, right, during the filming of that, or maybe not during.
Yeah,
the actual filming?
There was the beer pong table there, and I actually don't remember how much I used it in front of camera, but I do remember like me and Aiden Minks, who plays Mitch, we were messing around a lot there at the table, and just between takes and stuff, we were just shooting at the table, messing around with some of the other Cobras and Miyagi and whatnot. So it's definitely fun, just to be around everyone, and that's kind of the sad thing now that the dojos are divided. Everyone isn't around each other as much and whatnot. So
yep. And Bert Tender was serving up drinks.
True.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Funny.
Hey guys,
I always love that name too. The Bert Tender.
Daryl's gonna bounce out of here, and it looks like I got to also. I've actually got a private that I got to teach in a few minutes. So
thanks everybody for their donations. It's been awesome.
Yeah, dude, we appreciate you all being here. Should we call it quits?
Yeah, it's
How's everyone's time?
Yeah.
Ready to
Do
go?
we want to one badass pose for everyone to take a photo?
Sure.
I don't know if I could do the crane.
I don't know. Yeah, Daryl's got to do the crane. I mean,
I got to do the crane.
You got to do the crane, man.
Of course, he's got to do the
You're the
crane.
original.
Hey.
So
I can't take a picture.
taking photos.
Wait, who's taking the picture?
The fans will. They'll send it to us. And
there we go.
How about this? Give me father.
All right.
Tell him to stay there. Tell him to stay there. I'll take a picture.
Oh, is she coming in?
Okay.
Oh, Stacy's taking it.
All right, April's taking a picture too.
I look like I'm driving.
Okay.
Except I'm in the picture.
It's not easy as it looks.
Cool.
Hey, bro.
This is awesome. Well, we thank you guys. Thank you for your
All right,
donation.
Ella.
Thank you for your time.
It was great
And-
chatting with all of you guys.
Thank you all.
This was great.
Amazing.
thank you again,
And
Sensei, for putting this all together. This was great.
thank you,
Thank
Sensei.
you very
Good
much.
job, everybody.
Great to meet you all. Some of you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yuji, let's talk.
Thanks for your donations, everyone.
All right. Good seeing everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Yuji, so much.
Sean.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.
All right.
Is Sean in the waiting
Good
room
job,
still?
always.
No, Sean's gone. Sean left a long time ago.
Yeah.
Internet crash.
Yeah. All right. We'll catch
All
you guys later.
All right.
All right.
Take care,
Go
guys.
teach, William.
Take care.
Thank
you guys, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.